They have made it clear multi-crew ships are going to be playing a major role in the future of Star Citizen. And it's not just the massive capital class ships that need 10 plus players to run at full capacity. Those naturally come with larger weapons, heavier armors, more powerful support tools. But even slightly smaller ships like the Hercules series or Constellation series offer multiple crew positions and roles to be filled. The big question is, how do you make multi-crew ships more effective than just flying with multiple smaller and larger ships? Right now it is often more practical for a single person to operate a multi-crew ship solo, while their friends fly smaller single-seater ships as support roles, perhaps even some medium just for any occasion. This setup offers flexibility. If a fighter gets disabled, there's always room on the larger ship. It's not a hard rule, but currently there's more value in individual ships with good firepower than there is in crewing a big ship altogether. And that might be a problem. At the moment there aren't enough benefits to multi-crewing a ship in multi-crew gameplay. This usually comes down to one of two things. Either large ships aren't durable enough, or their turrets and overall firepower don't stack up against multiple smaller ships. Think about it, would you rather fly a nimble fighter with a solid DPS or sit in a turret that deals half the damage output at best and can't fast track targets? No one is asking for turret death rays on Constellation or Corsair, but right now the pilot already has most of the firepower, which leaves little incentive to bring friends along as gunners. That leads to one of the more logical solutions: durability. Not just some bloated health pools, but actual armor systems. If a large ship had meaningful armor values that can negate or reduce damage from small weapons, light fighters might still be able to swarm and outmaneuver them, but they'd struggle to be serious damage unless properly equipped. This would give turret gunners a bit of a real job, swatting away attackers while the pilot focuses on navigation or larger threats. The same can apply to shields, which right now function more like extra health. Should small caliber fire even be able to pierce a size 3 shield? Should repeated light hits degrade its regeneration? Or should they be shrugged off entirely? CIG has said that capital class shields will negate light fire, but most ships in this discussion aren't true capital ships. They are just below them, sub-capital at best. Let's take another example here, in the form of Hercules C2. It has two size 3 shields. I think it's fair to assume that size 1 and size 2 weapons should barely scratch the thing, if at all. Size 3 weapons could still do damage, but perhaps with reduction to their efficiency. This would make many light fighters ineffective unless they work together or are configured specially or set with a specific loadout for the task, and suddenly manning a ship's turret could become much more relevant. Even right now, a light fighter can take ages to bring down an M2, Hercules M2. We saw this during the Arena Commander test, where the M2 held its own against multiple Gladius fighters. That was a great showcase of crew gameplay, but it also revealed the challenge. A few gunners and a pilot weren't enough to reinforce the big ship. It needed engineering support alongside turret gameplay. That is a little glimpse to our possible future, where light fighters might just outmatch a large ship which has a full crew. I said might. Perhaps there are some really good gunners and some good engineers keeping things afloat. Because at the moment, in 1 versus 1, it is clear that a large ship loses to the small one because there is no one operating all the other parts of it. Of course, Star Citizen is full of exceptions, heavily armored medium ships, or large ships with little protection. This makes it hard to create one-size-fits-all solution. We don't want to reduce the light ships to nothing but duelists, but we also don't want them to be shredding large ships with impunity. So the fix lies somewhere between strong defenses for the large ship and adjusted weapon and damage systems. I believe the goal of making multi-crew more desirable than multiple solo ships is solid, but with so many ship sizes, types and exceptions, the balance is delicate. It is easy to throw out ideas like make light weapons useless against big ships, but in practice even simple changes can have huge ripple effects. And of course collective fire should be a thing, as having a lot of small ships focus, let's say, on a single shield should eventually start affecting it. I don't claim to have perfect solutions, but there are obvious levers to adjust. Armors, shields, turrets, firepower in general. And I do believe we'll eventually see significant changes that bring more depth and realism to ship combat, especially in the multicrew space. And maybe someday we'll get full penetration mechanics and shield projectors too, but let's not go there today. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.